Hi, everybody. This is Doug Bush from Doug Bush Visual Designs and the Drill Dojo. And joining me is Grant Duplechien. Anyway, Grant, tell us a little bit about your company and what you're doing.
Right. So I am the founder of Dynamic Drill. It is a drone solution where during rehearsals or run-throughs, any cadence you want, pun intended, you can put a drone up in the sky, check out how clean your drill is. We can take the show that's already written, layer it on top of the live captured film, and send you reports back based on what you think might provide value to your program. So we're doing some pretty cool stuff with drone tech and shows that are already written in Pieware. So we really like what we're achieving so far.
Okay, so somebody can supply you with the video that they shoot with the drone, and
Yep.
then what else do you need on top of that? Like, how is the visual designer involved in it at
Yep.
all?
So as part of any onboarding with a customer, we'd probably want to link up with the drill designer. They would send us a copy of their show. Coming out of Pieware, it'd probably be pretty easy to just send it to us in PDF. We'd take that, turn it into the image file that we need to be able to layer it on top of video. And then for any rehearsal that you want to film, just go ahead and launch video and send us the video file. And we've got A and B, and A and B equals C. So we can.
I like that. So tell me a little bit about your team working at Dynamic Drill.
Yeah, this program was really created by band members for band members and for instructors. I've got a creative advisor who's been a judge. He's been a color guard instructor. He's been an assistant band director. He's been in a pretty steady program that's been to regionals, super regionals, and grand nationals over the course of 20 years. And then I've got some friends who marched from high school through college. I have one creative advisor who marched high school all the way up to Phantom, and he was a visual tech. So I definitely allowed him to give me as much creative guidance as possible, because really at the end of the day, we want you guys and your programs to benefit from this. So I took all the constructive criticism and feedback that he could give me, because he's been at every single level. So I know that he's really a big believer in clean drill. And I know this is definitely one of the fastest ways that you can efficiently get through rehearsal and those dog days of band camp to get that drill clean as quick as possible. So
Kind of see what the director would get back from you once that information is provided and the video and everything.
sure. All right. So we've got some film here from a customer that sent me about a 2-minute video. So it must have been a full run through from their rehearsal. So let's take a look. I'd already launched the drone. They've got it parked where they want. Now let's watch what they are doing.
Okay.
And you can see it's in full HD. I think it's 4K quality. Just fantastic imagery from the drones these days, affordable and safe. You can see that it's almost like someone was hanging a camera from hundreds of feet in the air.
Right.
You know, these drones are wind rated up to a high number of miles per hour. They'll stay completely still, so you can really get some good stuff from directly overhead.
So what's the altitude you think that this drone is sitting at?
Yeah, so to get a full football field, you need to park it at about 330 feet.
Okay.
And for our program, we need a little bit of extra trim around all 4 edges. So you'll see there's a little bit, you can kind of see the faces of a couple parking towers. But we do that as part of our process, just to give us a little bit of room when we do editing on our base analysis. So, all right. So in that last video, I showed you a field from one of my clients where, you know, their field is really tight quarters. It's kind of placed in between 2 parking towers and a dormitory on their campus. The lines aren't straight. They're missing about 7.5 to 10 yards on each side. So really imperfect conditions, but we showed that because we want to stress that when we develop the software, we want it to be ready for anything. If you've got non-straight lines, we got you covered. If you
Yeah,
have a shortened field, we've got you covered.
that's
If
important because a lot of people are having to work with a variety of situations. We've all been there.
Right, yeah. So if you've got a giant shadow from a nearby building painted over your field
Hmm.
because it's not high noon, we've got you covered. So, okay, so like I said, we've got really vivid quality video. I'm going to play it, and you can really depend on this to be your eyes in the sky. And a lot of this live feeds onto the device that you have to use while you're flying the drone. So it's almost like having a drum major plus that's just hovering over your field and can see everything perfectly. All right, so we've got a great, customizable, and by the way, we're, helping to save the earth. It's all paperless too.
Right.
If you can send this to me in PDF, we're in business. I don't need anything in paper. So like I said earlier, your drill designer is probably producing this in some software that can output in PDF. We'll handle that during onboarding. Just send me a copy of your show once, and let me know if the show changes. I know that happens a few times a year for everyone. So send me your show. We're going to take that and transform it into our new image types that we're going to use almost like an X-ray. We're getting it ready to layer on top of film. So we can't go into that too much, but it's pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
And we can change this, by the way. One of our clients colors are red and white. We've had green and black. We've had yellow and blue. So we can really emphasize school spirit as well. So this is a still from the video that we showed you. Again, you can see the entirety of the field, end to end, with a little bit of excess around the edges. That's for us. And then at every count 0, we're going to send you at least what you see here. So at the moment that your program hits the count 0 for each set, you're going to get one of these. Doesn't matter if you have 5 sets in the entire show. Doesn't matter if you have 120 sets in your show. We'll get you each one.
Okay.
And then as part of onboarding, we're going to discuss with you what else you might want. Are you going to want to see the transitions between sets? We would call that kind of a subset analysis. We can do a box 5 report. Everybody loves their box 5s. So we kind of leverage that name. We can send you the best 5 sets that you seem to have learned quickest. We can send you the 5 sets where, hey, there's definitely some room for improvement. We can send you, for each count 0, 5 areas of the formation where, hey, your spacing is a little weird. Maybe you need to straighten that line. But it seems like the most feedback we've gotten from clients is transitioning between sets, because, and it makes complete sense. And we love that feedback. Anything that you think would bring value to your program, we want to know about it, because we are already at least thinking about doing it. So if we can program it into the software, we want to hear from you.
So when you're talking about the subsets, because a lot of times I'll do that, it'll be a 16 count move, and then I will, create a PDF chart or whatever, or I'll make sure that on that particular count 8 of the drill move, that the coordinate sheet reflects that. So is that how that works? I would need to send you the PDF of that particular count.
Right.
File.
Yep. Yep. And like I said, we can do it for any number of sets or subsets, because our analysis software takes a show and runs a complete analysis in fractions of the total length of the show. So
got it.
Anything that you want to add on and you think would bring value to your program and increase learning efficiencies, boost clean drill earlier in the marching season, we want to be there for you. So bring all of that to our attention, and we're going to work as hard as possible to get you what you need on an individual basis. And we're more than happy to present what other customers have asked for. If you want that too, we're more than happy to do it because we're doing it already. So
I know that as a visual designer, one of the things that, and I'm sure my colleagues would say the same thing, is when we see a performance and we see the band or the performers not achieving the dot. And so I'm so excited to see this as being something you can show to the performers. It's not, it's not just the staff or the band director, but they can share this with the performers. And if you have the clarinets are in the back of the field and no one ever gets back there to help the clarinets, or we don't have
yep,
enough staff to do that, then they can actually see for themselves, wow, it really does matter.
yep, yeah.
Mom,
This is definitely your comprehensive eyes in the sky, and you're going to get the full field that you've never seen before. So, and look, I know some people don't exactly march point to point. They might march, just for the formation in general.
right,
But you're going to want to learn as soon as possible where these tendencies are for, hey, this person tends to be pulling this line one way or the next, or making this curve bend one way or the other. So the sooner you can get after those tendencies and fix them, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
right. It takes 2 or 3 times longer to fix something that's learned incorrectly than
Yep.
it does to learn it correctly at the beginning. You're right on something there.
Yep.
And then if like I said a minute ago, if I'm a band director and I have a small staff, even and a lot of times they're big bands.
Yep.
They're a 150 member band, and you have maybe two directors and a percussion instructor and a color guard instructor,
Yep.
and you're trying to tech all that. I could see this as being a real benefit for them.
Yeah, it really, I think, helps visualize whether you have a large staff or a small staff and you need extra help. Getting everyone on the same page quickly,
Mm.
because uh, the fellows or the gals at the 25-yard line on one side might not ever know what's going on in the 25-yard line on the other side. And I think they need to be aware of the bigger picture, and this provides the bigger picture and more.
Right.
So it's really going to help kind of recoup that precious rehearsal time, take away some of that second guessing just because you may have a lack of staff and they can't get around to certain areas of the field as quickly. So we're going to give you quite literally a comprehensive playbook for
Yeah.
any rehearsal that you want filmed and sent over.
I've been on some really nice rehearsal towers, but I've never been on one that had a view like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that straight up.
Yeah. I love to see the band directors climbing their nearly vertical ladders.
Right.
And you can build it as high as you want, and you're never going to get that bird's eye view like you can with a drone.
And if you're, I'm guilty of this as just about any band director, and is I rehearse the band from the front to the back.
Sure.
And I can tell when I'm judging if that's what's been happening. If that's all, if the band director's only been able to get to the front hash and hasn't looked at anything behind the front hash,
Yep.
I can see that while I'm adjudicating a group.
Right.
And so this would help with that because you're going to get it right away, day one.
Right. Yeah, we're wanting to cover and improve the entirety of the field, not just the front section. So
Yeah.
it's really going to help bring value to your program by helping you achieve more and more from the front to the back, as you put it.
Yeah. And I make a point if I'm watching a group and everything looks really, is looking good up front and in the middle of the field, I'll start to move my eyes to the outside to see
Yep.
what's going on there. And I am a visual judge. That's usually or GE. So I could see where this would be a real benefit for someone that's wanting to take their group, to the next level. If
That's
we've
right.
been able to be kind of at this one point for a while, why not try something new to try to jumpstart the level of excellence that's coming from your group visually?
Yep. You'll be able to tout yourself as someone that's not just masking what's going on in the back with what's going on in the front. You'll feel comfortable, from corner to corner, front to back, end to end, because
Right.
you're gonna have learned so quickly and efficiently that everything's working by the time October and November runs around.
So this past week, we decided to partner together, and uh, any of my clients that decide to use dynamic drill um, get a deep discount. I'll say it that way. How about that?
That sounds good.
And you
Yep.
can contact Grant for more information. There will be a slide here in a minute that'll help you at the end of the video. But Grant, maybe discuss that a little bit.
Yeah. So we're definitely very excited about this partnership. Obviously, as Doug mentioned, we're going to give you a deep discount for any referrals or customers that he can bring to us. And we're also going to help you because obviously all this drone stuff might be new to you. You might have a booster or a parent or a director or assistant director who owns one already. But in the event that you don't, we're going to kind of help you get over that technological hump.
Yeah, this is great. Again, check out the slide at the end of the video. More information. You can contact Grant. His information's on there. All right. Thanks for visiting with me. It's been
Thanks,
fantastic.
Doug. Thanks for having me.